journalist Charles Ideho is here in the studio to talk to us about this. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Oh,
You've been following the story
That's right.
on the IPPIS and the federal government as well as ASUU. And now the federal government has come out to say that no salaries as long as you are not in this integrated payroll personnel information system. What do you see happening? Because ASUU is calling for a strike. No pay, no work. That is what they are talking about right now.
Well, for me, I'm not a proponent of a strike, but there are some ways that when it comes to that, that is what you're going to use as a tool to drive home your grievances or point, I think sometimes become desirable. I am with ASUU on this because in 2003, there was a law that was sent into, there was a bill that was into law, which is, I think, is university provision, miscellaneous provisions also, in 2003 that was amended, which granted the university system autonomy. Okay, autonomy to operate because it's a peculiar environment, it's a peculiar sector of the country. So you don't just on one hand ground a system and autonomy, on the other hand, you are not subjecting that same system to the vagaries, I call it vagaries of this, what the federal government is trying to compare them to beyond that. So I think the federal government is not very sincere. If you grant a system and autonomy, let the system run on the course of autonomy.
But
autonomy
they have had conversations with the government on this matter, and they came up with a Nigerian University Accountability and Transparency System, which they presented to the government.
Yes.
But then even the president has said, okay, resolve this issue with even the Minister of Education. But then ASUU is saying that someone is trying to sabotage the agreement they are trying to have within the government.
Resolve this issue. First of all, what I'm saying first is that there is an issue that's on ground that we must look at and not push away. If we must get to a point where all parties can say, okay, let's be happy, and then they can pump hand and beat and backslap. What about the autonomy that had been granted the university system as far back, it was amended in 2003. As far as that is on ground, there's nothing you can do about IPPIS, no matter how good that system is. But the autonomy of the university has to first of all be looked into. Maybe you have to do the amendment.
How does this affect the autonomy of the universities?
No, when you grant autonomy to a system, you ask it to run it because it's peculiar. Okay?
It's talking about payment system.
No, payment system. Oh, hold on, Theophilus. Now, on the one hand, you have the Federal Civil Service, right? Which, of course, right now is running on IPPIS.
Yes.
But the university system, because of it was not supposed to run as a civil service. That was why it was granted autonomy. So it is the autonomy we're talking about. So you can't grant a system autonomy. You now subject it to all the rules again that abides with the other civil service abides with. So that's the problem here.
So they aligning with the IPPIS system would invariably
exactly erode the autonomy that they're given. That's it.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
So, but then the intention of the government is to check certain activities, especially of corruption.
That's right. Okay. The question is, NLPC and other couple of bodies that have been exempted from NIPS. What is the reason behind it? That's what ASUU is also talking about. On the one hand, you said NLPC can't be subjected to the rules guiding the NIPS. They can't be part of the NIPS. But you are not forcing a system that you have granted autonomy. It doesn't make any logical sense to me.
Will an industrial action change the mind of the federal government?
It might not, but again, we can't also toy with ASUU because this investment system is already bastardized. If we allow it to now fester and it gets to a point where ASUU will now go on strike, then we are not going to be talking about having children. So
what alternative do we have?
The alternative is that let the bodies that are concerned, the parties come to whether round table or square table.
Whatever
the shape. They need to look at their autonomy and say, okay, what we need to, there's a way, there's always a way for us to look at how people can come to a compromise. There's always a compromise. Let them explore all those windows of compromise so that we say, okay, how can we operate NIPS even when you have that autonomous status?
Yes, okay. That would be it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Right. Charles Ideho, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.